Hello, Armchair Generals. My name is Tom, and I'm back yet again with another exciting episode of my Japanese campaign in Hearts of Iron 3 using the Black Ice modification. Just continuing my gameplay at this point here. Where we left off, we had just finished the conquest of China, and now we're waiting for a couple events to occur. One, which actually triggers off of the coastal conquest, which I had selected, and allows me to go ahead and take the and hold the coast here, and gives the rest to China. Creates a new puppet for me. And then the second one we're going to be hopefully seeing soon would be Tibet, being able to declare war on Tibet and move into there. That will allow us to move a good 35 IC towards production. Very, very nice there. And after Tibet will be Xinjiang next. After that, we're going to just hold conflict on them so we can maintain that production queue the way we need. For right now, though, we're waiting for these things to happen. So in the meantime, here we've just upgraded our railway so we get the IC efficiency. We're building things. We've got aside from the ships that we already had selected, had a bunch of destroyers just get built and our torpedo boats as well. We've got a few carriers that'll be coming out next year. We're working on some industry, as you can see, that we hope to get done next month and in summer. And then we've got a couple new carriers, new carrier fleet that should be finished in June of 1941. I thought that was May of 1941 at one point, but maybe I'm maybe mistaken on that. And then we have a light carrier fleet that, as soon as we get some IC back onto it, should be finished in 1940. The idea is we currently have four carriers at this point in time, which is about equal to what the United States is at. And I've got eight carriers being built right now. That will give us eight carriers or nine carriers. No, wait. We got three carriers there. Two is five, six, seven, eight, plus our four is 12. They'll give us 12 carriers to start the war with. And I try before December 7th to make sure I have 12 carriers minimum built, but 16 is a better number. The 16 is what we're going to try for, and that's why I'm hoping that Tibet will pop up as an option to attack here very soon, because I'll do that along with Xinjiang. We want to maintain a war footing so we can have a lot of IC in our production queue. I need to be building at least two more carrier fleets here fairly soon. I just don't want to just yet until we can get deep here, get back to building these guys again. So let's proceed forward from here and see how things go. There's our IC efficiency. And looks like we lost something. Yeah. HE ammunition advance. That should be too far in advance. It is. We'll go ahead and remove that. So it looks like we lost chromite or copper, perhaps, because our naval. That's why our naval build speed went up 5% there. I was wondering. I thought the Shokaku and Zukaku were saying May they be completed. Now they're saying June, and it's because we lost the copper strategic effect, strategic resource. And because of that too, our metal production also got a bit sabotaged. For metal, it's zinc and copper. If you have both zinc and copper, you don't have to worry about any penalties. We've lost one, which I'm pretty sure is copper. So therefore, we're having a 10% penalty to our metal gain here. Okay, well, we'll see if we can get that addressed. We've got plenty of money to buy copper if anybody wants to sell it to us. We should be seeing some events occur very soon. I'm hoping it's going to be this episode. We'll find out. AP ammunition. So I got a couple here that's probably too far in advance. AP ammunition's one. Machine gun focus. This is for my planes, and I had made a decree last episode that any research I get going forward from here needs to be strictly naval forces and CAG and infantry artillery, those urgent techs that I need to be staying on top of or ahead of the game. This I was kind of wrestling with it last episode in regards to a single engine fighter prototype. the 1936 version of it had, or 37 version had popped up, and I completed it. And the 38 version came up asking if I wanted to continue research. Initially, I said no because I wanted to follow along with that decree. But then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have my interceptors protecting my islands. They're going to be on my front lines and knocking down any enemy CAG that come their way. So I need to maintain this. That definitely needs to be growing. The AP ammunition advance we already took care of. The machine gun focus advance is for my planes, but as you see, it's also for my CAG. That air attack of plus 2.5 is not something to scoff at. It's not as good as a interceptor, but it's still something that will ensure. If I keep on researching this, it's 1938 tech, even though we're in 39. As long as I keep researching this, I'll make sure that my CAG stay on top of where they need to be. So the upshot is, from what I'm saying, I'm going to go ahead and let that go, even though it doesn't fall into that category that that I mentioned about. It's not that type of tech, the naval tech I need to worry about. They want supplies for money. I will go ahead and do that for you. And they also. So we're just about in the middle of April. We got a bunch of units, half dozen frontline infantry units, brand new, didn't get pulled from anybody, and about 8 garrison units, which I'm going to be filtering them in 2 different places here in South China. Close air support prototype. Okay, that went away. Speaking of, I should have all my fleets here. I do. So, conjoining all these, now, how many garrisons can we take? Let's see if we can take 6. It says no. Oh, you know what? Can we take 4? We can. So we'll take the 4, and we'll ship them out to, and we'll start off here, transport them there, and then we'll come back, grab the other 4, transport them somewhere around over here. I'll have 4 protecting this area, and then 4 protecting this area. I'll have more garrisons coming later, but for right now, it's what it is. We'll go ahead and race over there, and he will zip over there. Where's his guy? Second Corps. Everybody should be coming here. Yeah. You know what? I need to stop all my. I have air units flying everywhere, doing all kinds of stuff here. Let's have all of our air rebase to the main location, Susaki. It's a pretty decent air base. You can see it can repair 40 units, and I don't have 40 planes. Well, I may have close to 40 planes, but I need to move everybody back to Sasaki for rest and reorg for those that need it, but also upgrades. They will get upgrades being across the ocean, on other territories, but not as this transfer plane can come back here, not as rapidly as those on the mainland. For a couple reasons. It takes, I don't know if it takes more supply per se, but definitely takes more effort to get supply and upgrades from the mainland to your colonies, to your, overseas territories. So if everything is on your mainland, they'll get upgraded and get supplied and reorg and get their strength back a lot quicker than being, say, on the front line. As well, if I'm over here on the mainland, I can tell them to upgrade manually. See here, I don't have that option. But if I look here, I can tell my naval bombers, yeah, I want you to manually upgrade. So that's why I want to get everybody that needs to get upgrades, send it back to the mainland there. That way I can, if I need to manually do so, and I'll probably end up doing that, I can have that opportunity. So everybody is flying back. He ultimately is waiting for some interceptors. He's one of my aces of the war, Chinese war. The plane he's in, as you can see, is a model 1918. It doesn't actually tell you what plane it is, but you can see the model of the prototype is a 1918 plane, so it's like a biplane at best. It might be I don't know, balloon powered plane. Who knows? In any event, the the range on him is not all that great. Where's the range? Radius or radius strength speed. It's pretty fast, 365 actually, so that's good. Um, but I thought there, well, it doesn't say it there, but you can see in lower right corner, it shows 198 kilometers is as far as he can go. So it actually even tells you supply from Tokyo, 198 kilometers. That's the range. So I'm gonna end up throwing some interceptors on him and put him, say, here in Tinian. That way, 198 kilometers gets us to Guam. He can fly cap around the island there and also help knock down any planes that might be on Guam. So that he doesn't have a lot of use for me right now, but he at least has some use. That's okay. Germany gets a lot of air aces, and I use them the same manner. What we'll end up doing is each air ace will get, say, four interceptors assigned to him. So we have a wing of five. And then let's say the conquest of France has happened in the lowlands as well. Then what I'll end up doing is usually what I'll do is I'll put air units, wings, all around the border here. So that way, anything that the UK sends into Germany or France to bomb my industry, they can swat them down. They'll simply just be providing cap around along this invisible border. So I like to put my heroes, those air aces, with interceptor planes in that wing, and then just put them on defensive. Doesn't matter that they only have a 200-kilometer range. It's not a big deal. It's more than sufficient to handle the area that they need to protect. And with their higher combat proficiencies compared to a air unit of equivalent nature there, um, they're actually really good. They do a very good job in knocking down enemy fighters and bombers as they come. Speaking of units here, we got 18. This is going to be sufficient for my next mission here into Tibet, because this is the capital. We just simply move right into it, from right across here. No river to worry about. It's mountains to mountains, so it's not the best of odds, but nonetheless, I'll have like my specialized light infantry units lead the way, and then cav units the stronger ones will follow up in regards to being reserves as need be, or joining the battle if they can. After that, once Tibet is taken, then we go up here to Xinjiang, and their capital is here in the middle of the desert. It's all desert around here, hills up north, but we'll be going up that way and then surrounding their capital. We're not going to actually actively take it. That note. Let's see how many they have. 2, 4, 6, 7 surrounding. I have 18 units, so that's 2 units per province. And I have 1, 2, 3 three headquarter units as well that can help buff up some of those provinces, and then that would leave me an extra unit. Okay, thinking ahead on that and what I'm going to do, because ultimately I want to surround this province and not move into it until either just before or after December 7th, 1941, so I can maintain that war status the whole entire time. Um, it'll be more of a timing thing than anything else. I'll have sufficient forces to push in Tibet, take it, and then move up into Xinjiang and surround the capital and just sit there, just hold. Um, I'm sure the enemy forces, Xinjiang forces, are like along the border, but they've got to have units on the capital. If I can surround the capital, whatever's there is all that's going to be there. Everybody else that's outside is just going to starve off. I'll probably have to suffer attacks for a little while, maybe many months, maybe even longer. But after they don't have any supply, they're just going to kind of wither away. Nothing, they won't be of any combat use. Everybody else is moving out of China at this point in time, though, with some exceptions. I have he needs to kind of move down some. I have a bunch of units. Shanghai, right? Yeah. I have a bunch of the Kempetai units here, the militia. that I need to rearrange somewhat. Here's my militia guys. So the Kempatai's up here and here. The militia, the garrisons I'm gonna have here and here. I gotta wait to see how my garrisons, how they're deployed. But I think my militia is gonna have to come down here to help deploy in this area and maybe move some units out here. The main idea is just to have sufficient force to be able to knock down any partisans that show up. We have one of my specialized light infantry that I had ordered back at the start of the game, and one of the lessons I've learned on this, well, that's something I've done pretty much every campaign, is I order 10 of these specialized light infantry. I only built half of them before the war in China ended. So going forward, at best, all I'm going to do is just build half of that, a corps worth of specialized infantry. In all honesty, as I was talking in some of my episodes, I'm thinking all I'm going to end up doing is, oh, nice, is just simply get the naval builds worked on, and that's all. Just strictly sit with the naval builds going forward. Twin engine armament advance. That's this. That is for my light and medium bombers, which I'm going to be building, and I do want to make sure that they're not falling behind, and also, more importantly, too, my naval bombers. I think it will maintain that as well. Yeah, we'll maintain that as well. Did we drop off? We did. Okay. So oh, you know what? These garrison guys. Let's group them together. Let's give them a leader. We'll call that the third garrison corps. That way we have a better idea what this headquarters unit. So if anybody that's kind of running around here that's like, oh, I need a headquarters unit to apply to, and I click the button, and it brings the list up. I can look at it at a glance and go, oh, this is a garrison corps. I don't want a main leader or main unit going to a garrison unit here. That will be the guy I could use. And now we can arraign our leaders. I'm just going to put a bunch of 2 trait leaders to these garrisons. There we go. Don't really care who's who and what they do specifically. It doesn't really matter to me overly much. But I need to send out these garrison guys to where they're going. Ultimately, once that event triggers, which I'm hoping is soon, we're going to build that seaport because that'll give us money and resources. The resources for our metal there. We won't be losing as much, and money, so we can gain a few more bucks. Once that event hits, where I create my puppet of China, a lot of this is going to be under their control. I'm surprised it hasn't hit yet, though. I could have sworn it happens by now. Very, very puzzling. I'm hoping I didn't make a mistake and select something improperly. Fighter bomber prototype. You know what? We're going to go and cancel that regardless of what year it is. It's 38, so that's fine. But I only have a wing of fighter bombers, 3 of them, which I'll send to the Burmese campaign, and then 3 other wings that have close air support. I think Stukas, basically, that have a fighter bomber assigned to each one as well. So I'm not going to build any more fighter bombers, and for me, it doesn't really matter if they get any better exactly. Okay, these are just drop-offs, but they don't give me CAG just yet. I need the aero engine research. Okay. That reconnaissance aircraft, I think I need to get too, because that CAG, surface detection, that is a must need. Tibet wants energy for money. That's fine. We'll burn through. Alrighty, there's that copper deal that I expected had kind of worn away. Hopefully we'll be able to buy copper. Aero engine research. This is what we needed so we can get carrier aircraft prototypes researched, which we'll do so. The close air support, I'm not going to worry about researching that yet. I only have 9 of them. I'm not going to build any more beyond that. Their range is not all that great, and considering Southeast Asia does not have a lot of air bases around there, and it takes too long to build an air base, your units will have moved through the area before you get an air base built. It's not worth, in my opinion, building a close air assault for Japan. You get 9 to begin with, and that's great. As Germany, though, you can see the distances. Not to scale, obviously, to the real world, but nonetheless, the battle here in China, this was a great amount of territory that we covered. Slide over here to Europe, and you could literally fit all of China over the areas that Germany runs around in the first couple of years. Um, Germany has lots of air bases. So yeah, Stukas, building Stukas for Germany is great. You still want the other bombers as well for their longer range capabilities and hard and soft tack as well. But close air assault, great, cheap. They build very quickly. Usually with Germany, I usually have about 6 wings worth, meaning that wing for me in Germany is 4 close air assault and 1 fighter bomber. The fighter bomber to provide some cap assistance there, where they'll knock down any enemy planes that come their way. So that's about 2 dozen close air assault that I'll build for Germany, and more later on, but not so much so for Japan there. We had someone pop up in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Fortunately, there was somebody walking right by there. So let's go ahead and do just that. Attack, and then we'll move over there. Spanish state wants a destroyer. Sure. Buy copper from Canada. We will do that. We've got the money. Air launched torpedoes. We need those, and we'll keep researching them, because you see that gives us CAG sea air attack, and I think that does something here. Yes, CAG torpedo bomber focus. We want that as well, because it'll give us air detection, sea attack, surface defense for CAGs. Anything that helps out for me, anything that helps out my CAGs, I will do. We got copper, which means we now look better here. Instead of that build speed slowing us up here, it's not anymore. And now we're not losing as much metal or we're producing more metal than before. That's what I should say. Submarine class advance, that's not there, but ammunition capacity is. That does help out CAGs. Air defense and air attack. Kind of split on that. I mean, obviously, for anything that's CAG, I do want to keep improving, but it slows them down and lessens their range by a tad. So I don't know if I would consider this urgent tech to get right now. You see, I'm spending 50 leadership here, or researching. I'm able to research 50 techs, I should say, with the leadership that I have applied to it. But I need to research 23 more beyond that. That's a lot of red that you can see here. Granted, we got some stuff wrapping up really soon here in May, but not enough that I'll be seeing green anytime soon. So I'm thinking I'll cancel that out, and we'll revisit it probably within a year. But for right now, it's not that kind of urgent tech that I need to have. Medium fuel tank. Oh, yeah, let's research that. We need to research the medium fuel tank and the twin engine airframe a few more levels here. So our light and medium bombers, and more importantly, naval bombers, I can research their next level in each. Capital ship vertical protection. Did I not see that? Oh, that must have just then dropped off because I didn't have the requisite for him. Twin engine airframe. I think that's what I was talking about. I need to continue researching that so that way I can get naval bombers. The next rank in that learned. Oh, come on, Tibet. Let me save the game real quick here. It's been a month. When I go to speed 5 like that, and I'm not in combat, I'll save about once a month, maybe once every other month at worst. Not a lot happens in that time frame. Obviously, we're seeing some research and events, but not a lot happens compared to, say, when you're in conflict. When you guys saw me fighting here in China, I try to make it a goal to save once a week. In some cases, some of the worst cases, a whole entire month went by without me saving, and that's my fault. But I try to save weekly because in a week, a lot of stuff can happen when you're in combat. Capital ship bulkheads that dropped off. Good. I like to see techs finish and just drop off. That that makes me feel so much better. Capital ship torpedo. You know what? Now I have a just thought about it. I have a second group of garrisons that I need to pick up, and we're going to let's see. We got garrisons here. We're going to need garrisons here, here, here. I think Shaiguan becomes Chinese. Maybe not though. I'm going to have them dropped off here, and we're going to rebase here. Actually, I'm going to be picking up. I've got units I need to pick up. I'll go there. He needs to go there. You know what? Okay, that's why. We'll send him on down there. Send him along there as well. The Army headquarters units I'm going to leave behind in China for right now. I may have to redo. You know what? The second army is going to have to come up here some. Let's go there for right now. Yeah, not all the Army headquarters units need to stay. This is that guy. Okay. What the upshot is, I need to start collecting my units that I have. He needs to remove himself from that. I need to start collecting the units that I have, my main army units that I have scattered throughout China here. Let's send the militia there, and this MP can actually come out here. Military police do better fending off against the the hordes of people that are, causing dissent and things like that. Okay. Don't have anybody. Yeah, just that guy. That's what I expect. Okay. Yeah, Sibi Sema, pretty hefty army there. Bombing site. Is this for CAG? It is. Same thing. I'm just going to hold on to it. It's for other planes as well, but because it gives some bonuses to CAG, I want them going well. Core headquarters units. Good. I may be researching it currently, possibly. But in any event, because I'm now not going to, because I'm trying to focus my research on naval. This is good to see my spies run in and steal some tech there. Speaking of, I have a lot of spies. Double-digit spies, not good to have. Let's go down to 0.3. There we go. That'll improve our officer ratio to 90, gaining 94 officers a day. We're in the green. Once they hit 100%, I'm taking 15 off of this here and putting into research. Hopefully that'll be used properly at that point in time. We shall see. Torpedo boat advance, which I think we're okay with, and CAG crew. Okay with that as well. Activation of more divisions, another almost half dozen divisions. This is going to hurt. We're down to 225 IC. That's a 20% spawn penalty tacked on to our other spawn penalties of 20, which that should be going away pretty soon. And 5, again, that also should be going away pretty soon. Let's go ahead and this will be going till December in regards to that penalty. So yeah, that will hurt a bit. Supplies, you see, we're down. I'm minus 15 on the IC of where the game says I should be. But since war ended with China, the last 5 months here, our supplies have gone up by 20,000 or more. At this point, even where this is at, we're still gaining supplies, and that's because combat operations are over. We're just not doing anything anymore that requires that much in the way of supply. Let me kill some of these rare material. I've got a lot that I don't need to be doing. Who do I not want to have money? Soviet Union. Let's go ahead and kill some of these. I'm over 50,000 or gaining 48. I don't need quite that many. I still would like to have a surplus, be gaining, a surplus here, but I don't necessarily need to worry about that. We do need to buy metal though. No, we don't. The amount we're going down by there is not that much. Crude oil, can we sell crude oil? Um, all who has money? Manchukuo does not have enough. Slovakia can't. Wow, that's all the way down there. So let's see. You can see so many people they're not making enough money. Even a buck or two is not gonna be effective because the amount of money it takes per barrel, if you will, per point of oil, it's like quite a bit. So for me to sell like 10 oil, it's going to cost them $6 or $7 perhaps. Colombia though, Colombia says no, we don't want your stinking oil. All right. Yeah. And they don't need all that much. So no on that. Okay. Fuel. Is anybody low on fuel? United States. Oh my God, 314 extra bucks a day. They don't want to buy my fuel. Good grief. Why? You have a deficit of 80. Oh, okay. They're probably like me, wherein I didn't buy fuel when back in the past because I knew I could convert it from oil, which I was fine with anyway. High popularity. Whoa, this is good to see. So that improves our leadership modifier, unity as well. That's nice to see. Fuselage aerodynamics. That's under air systems. Does this help CAG? It does. Lowers fuel consumption, increases speed. We'll leave that alone. Wings aerodynamic also helps CAG, speed and fuel consumption. So overall, you can see the CAG gain a max speed of +4 kph and lower fuel consumption by 0.1. Autarky we don't need. Thank you though. We're okay with our resources. Oh, this needs to go up quite a bit. Would have thought with higher popularity I would need fewer consumer goods. Silly me for thinking that. Port strike tactics. We'll leave that alone because that's CAG duty efficiency. But we see green. Oh, that's because we've got a few. Well, we gained some leadership. Why are you not locking? Did I? Oh, slider AI. AI control. There we go. Normal. That's why it wasn't letting me unlock. For whatever reason, I hit that by accident when I meant to hit the X initially, and that locked me out from making changes. If you ever wonder why I can't make, my sliders aren't moving, I can't do anything, take a look up here in the upper right corner and just make sure that you're under normal. There's other options you have as well too. You see slider AI, that means the AI controls your sliders, which I don't like. Research AI, that means you're putting more, the AI is controlling your sliders, but the AI is going to put most of its focus towards research. Um, AI control, basically the AI is just handling everything for you at this point. We want it on normal. I need to get my diplomacy back up to 0.04. There we go. All right. Galkin Gold incident. It really, I think the Black Ice authors want you to go to war against Russia as Japan. I keep saying no. Some campaign, I think what I will do, and I forget the name of what it's called. It's not in here. There was the IJA, the Imperial Japanese Army, had the name of what that operation was going to be, and they were pushing for that kind of focus. They wanted to take on Russia because of all the resources that are available in Siberia. They wanted, and also to the port. They wanted what's the port's name that's here? Vladivostok. Yeah, Vladivostok. Um, they wanted that removed, so that way they had full control of the Pacific theater. They didn't have to worry about the Russians or anybody else for that matter, except for maybe America. Future campaign, I think I'll just not worry about. I'll not do a Southeast Asia push. I'll just do a strictly Russian push. Or once I finish with China, I'll go ahead and take advantage of that and just start attacking the Soviet Union. Well, that'd be an interesting game. It'd be something totally new to do as well. I'll see how that works. Invite to faction from Germany. Let's go and accept. Real quick, let me save the game. It's been a month. This shouldn't force me. It's June 39. They're not at war yet. But even though I joined the Axis, this should not force me into war with the Allies. There was one campaign I played as Japan where this came up, and I forget the specifics and how late in the game it was exactly, but it was before the 1941 Pearl Harbor incident. Germany invited me, and I accepted, and it immediately brought me into war with the Allies. And if I remember right, it's because Austria was an ally to Germany. Whatever happened early on, Austria didn't get taken over by Germany. Austria said, "We're going to throw all of our hopes and dreams with you," and became an actual ally with Germany. And Germany ended up attacking and taking all of Poland, captured Romania, took over Romania, took all of Yugoslavia and Greece. With Austrian help, pushed into France and the lowlands, pretty much all historical otherwise, and then ended up pushing deep into Russia with Austrian, unbelievably, Austrian army units pushing in deep as well. It was an odd game, and I think because of that, something happened where when I accepted, it forced me into war with the Allies. But we're not at war with them, so we don't need to worry about it. Naval air targeting, we're going to leave this alone because it helps for CAG. And so we have a couple new laws, basic training, because if you look, our military service length is stuck at 6, or we put it at 6 months. In order to go to specialist training, as you can see down in the bottom there, requires either 2 or 3 year draft or service by requirement. Since we're 6 month, I can't utilize specialist training or advanced training for that matter. That's okay. This actually improves our manpower. 1124, we're doing pretty good in where we weren't having that bonus. Improves our money gain where we had a loss. Yeah, we're doing pretty good with money now. Repair speed improves. Officer recruitment takes a hit. That's the main thing. But we're over 100, so that's okay. Consumer goods dropped dramatically. Uh-oh. Did I? What happened here? We're an Axis member. Okay. Not sure why our consumer goods dropped the whole entire way that they did. But I know there's got to be a reason for it. I'm just not able to suss out what that reason was. I will take it because we need that production. But my first thought was, oh, we are at war now with the Allies. Something happened. I'm in a strange. I should have looked at Germany just to make sure that they weren't. They have a non-aggression pact with Sweden to make sure that Germany wasn't at war with the Allies ahead of time or something like that. Something weird happening. It's rare, but this is a ahistorical game, meaning that but once you get to beyond a certain point, things can happen differently than what happened in real world. Okay, we'll take it as is. So these are things because now we're part of the Axis. When you're part of a faction, you gain the effects of the strategic effects that that are available there. These are texts. So we have lost the effects of neutrality, and I wonder if that's because we are um, part of the Axis. You see, we're not at war with anybody at this point in time. It just simply says we're an Axis member. I wonder if you're Axis, therefore you don't have neutrality effects. Being part of the Axis is great. As Japan, I do recommend I do recommend that experience. As Germany gets more allies, Axis powers, Finland, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Italy, you'll see improving and better effects like the co-prosperity sphere, Southeast Asia co-prosperity sphere, a lot of improvements and things like that. So right now, these are because Germany has access to these. That's why we're getting them now. Nice casualty trickle back repair speed. That's very nice. That loss to metal I don't like and I don't care. So boo Germany for forcing me to that. So nonetheless, we got some techs airport we'll keep going with steel electro welding. That's next year advanced, so we don't need to worry about it right now. We need to drop this down to 50. Again, putting it all towards, I want to get my leadership, my officer ratio up to 100. And once it is, then I will take 20 of that leadership away and put it into research because we won't need that much in the way of officers. But I want to get my officers up to 100%, so we're ready for the next round. Got the folding wings advance, which was of good improvements, and then airport we can build an airport, which we don't want to because that's for air organization. We don't really need that till war starts. Okay, so now we have so much IC, we're back to building everything. Let's look and see how our builds are operating. We had three industry up top here that have been completed. That was last month. Got three more later this summer that are coming. So that's our base is going up. That's good. Soryu and Hiryu will be coming out later this fall. Zuho, or I'm sorry, that's next year, next September. Oh, okay. Got to look at the year too, Tom. Don't get too excited. Zuho is coming out February, so a few more months from now. They got some a fleet of long-range subs being built, some heavy cruisers being built. Like I said, this summer, later this summer, we'll get three more industry. Shikaku and Zukaku coming out June of 41. My light carrier fleet will be coming out December of next year. So that's good. And now we've also got that being researched. Once I get down to three industry here being researched, once anything I get beyond that, what I'll then do is start up my next round of naval builds and push everything further on down. The three industry and that guy will be my next buffer in between the next grouping of builds going on. But that's something to worry about a bit later. Here we are in June, and I really, really would have expected that the Chinese thing here would have been taken care of. I may have to look into it a little bit further, see what's going on. CAG, pilot training advance. Okay, we'll leave that go. Naval strike, leave that go. Same with tactics, interdiction tactics. So all this is stuff that we need. Oh, German blueprint stolen. I'll have to go back and pause the video and see what it was that we stole from the Germans. On that note, politics, create puppet. If we do the Republic of China, and I want to do that because I think that'll immediately create the puppet, and I don't want to do that. Is it the Republic of China or the People's Republic of China? Huh. Now they all have claims on it, so I can't. I think this is the People's Republic of China is this, and the Republic of China was up here. I could be wrong. But in any event, I don't want to create the puppet. I want the event that I had selected to fire and actually work. Not sure why it hasn't done that already. I had seen that event pop up, and I clicked the OK button on it, and I anticipated that it would just go on and complete. But I may have to research a little bit and find out what that event number is and fire it off myself so we can get that going. Marine headquarters. We're going to go ahead and cancel that out. Um, no, I take that back. We'll keep going. My Marines need research still. Um, while it does give me headquarter units, the main thing, of course, is that delay for the Marines is lowered. Plus, also they get a 1% bonus overall. So we'll say okay to that, and we want to say yes to the study of the Marines. Yep. If we look, we get a Marine Army headquarter and 2 Corps headquarters. Um, let's see if there's somebody good enough. Oh, I need to look for, is it the Rising Sun? Rising Sun, yeah, so this guy. And these guys then. We'll utilize him. And utilize him. Okay. These guys, oh, yeah, my ships are over here. I was like, where'd my ships go? We're in the process of beginning to move guys out of here. Let's take these off. And all the rest of these guys, we're going to go ahead and move them here. Just transport them over there. So these garrisons, I need one guy to go out there, right? I don't have a garrison there at all. I need another guy to go up here. And he can go over there. I just remember if this becomes mine or not. I don't think it does, but I'll just move there just to be on the safe side. Okay. That in turn, I have all my militia here. Do I have anybody in Fuzhou? Yeah, he's moving up there. So I need to move a militia to Fuzhou. Another one there. Oh no, there's an MP there, so we don't need to worry about that. We'll send him on down that way. We'll send another guy around over there. We'll send one up here. And we'll send him out there in the hinterland. For right now, we'll see how things go. In the meantime, just assign to the Kwangtung Theater directly. That's fine. I also have units here. We just need to give them leaders and then move them so they're ready. I have all my military forces moving from China over to Japan, so that way we can perform um, some bookkeeping. Just kind of move our units around a little bit better to where I think they need to be. Each corps headquarters should have 5 guys under him and appropriate guys too. I've got some mixtures of units that I don't need to have it set up the way it is. But also so I can do upgrades, things like that. It'll happen across in China. It's just easier if it happens if I'm over here in on the mainland. Oh, you know what? All these garrisons need a leader, and this is the 4th garrison corps. He's fine. That's cool. We'll assign him to Tokyo, directly to Tokyo. Is that who I had? Did I? Yes, that 3rd garrison corps. He needs to get assigned to Tokyo as well. Okay. Waiting. Air superiority. We'll let that ride. Interception tactics, same thing. Ground attack. All these are CAG bonuses, so I will keep them going. And they're also, they're all 39 or older, in the past type tech. Waiting for that Tibet option to pop up here. And like I said, I'm going to have to research in and see what that event is so I can fire it to get the Chinese, to where they get the puppet Chinese set up here. I really don't want to control all of China. Yeah, sure, it's great for the IC and all that, and leadership that I have, but I don't want to have to be spending. i- If I'm going to be controlling all of this area, I need troops in here, and I could do it. I've got all these cav units. I could just, when they get done here, I can just have them run back into China and control the hinterland. But I'd rather not do that if I don't have to. Industrial production and efficiency. That's 1942 tech, 1940 tech, so we'll go ahead and kick them to the curb. These work hand in hand. I mentioned it many episodes ago, but just to kind of reiterate, if you research these two together, they're in the same industrial production tech right here. One has a negative IC and a positive efficiency, and the other does a reverse. Combine them together, and I've gotten a plus 12.5% efficiency IC and a plus 7.5% efficiency. So all together combined, it comes out to a bonus for everything. So it's worth it to keep, to research them in conjunction with each other. It's worth it, period, because it helps your IC. But nonetheless, combined, those two techs work very well in tandem. Kaiken Goal incident. So this is where, conceivably in a future campaign, mental note, and note this on my video so I can go ahead and write it down at a later time. A future campaign come July, I can go ahead and attack the Soviet Union. We could say launch the attack or declare full war, where we go to war with the Soviet Union. Or in this case, I'm going to say launch the attack. It has some negatives, sure. I lose some supplies, not a big deal. Lose 10 manpower, not a big deal. Relationship with Soviet Union goes down, again, not a big deal. But launching the attack leads into a couple other events, I think, that I don't remember if they're exactly helpful for me per se, but I think doing this, I believe on the Soviet side, it does give them some negative events as well. So I'll take the hit as long as Soviet Union's taking their hit as well. I just won't go to full war with them. Okay. Oh, we got some stuff here. We got a radar station that's appearing. This is a historical fight that occurred. You can pause and read it. And this is my research ministers giving me some more. Looks like it's the same things. So I think these are research tech that are I've already researched to the point where I need other research techs to open these up here. So that's good. That means once I do, these will appear and I'll go ahead and begin to research them, and they'll already have some points assigned to them. We lost effects of chromite. I don't care for these, but losing the IC efficiency, yeah, that does make me sad. Already, we got a. Is he close enough? Not exactly, but that's fine. He'll get there. 3x3 layout. I had went to a little more depth on this on a previous episode. The upshot is with the layout on your capital ships here. This is the your main guns, how they're set up, either 3-4, 3 aft, or you see the others 5-4, 2 aft, for example. The layout gives you bonuses. The reverse negates those. The upshot is you want to keep researching layout. Research layout gives you reverse. Research reverse, that gives you the next step of layout. And you want to keep getting layout to get to the best possible. I'm going to go ahead and just research the reverse so that I can start doing the other one next. I believe that's how it works. Anybody that knows better, please let me know in the comments below. Officer recruitment program. We're not going to see these officers right away. It's 10,000 officers. It does give us a leadership hit overall. We can cancel this out because it's future tech there, 1941 tech. But you can see, while it didn't show it there in the card, it does show it here. Once you have level 1 researched, you lose leadership, but you gain 10,000 officers, which I don't know if they appear immediately. They may actually. Was I at 93% just the previous day? I wasn't paying attention. And also you have an improvement to your officer gain overall. Now we're at 130 officers instead of like say 110 or something like that. um, If I got the 10,000 officers already, that's good. We're at 93%, and we'll be getting up to full 100% soon enough. We're 10,000 officers away from reaching 100%. So gaining 130 officers, that's about 80 days, roughly 70 to 80 days. So by the end of the summer, everything stays the same the way it is with leadership and everything, and new units appearing and not appearing and things like that. Nothing changes by the end of the summer, beginning of fall, say mid September. We'll be at 100% officer ratio. If I haven't gotten to 10,000 officers yet, if they come a little bit later, then boom, I'll hit 100,000, 100%. I'll have 150,000 officers right away, and then we can pull 21 leadership points off of here and put it into tech. Good, good, good. I've been waiting for that for quite some time. We're approaching the end of the episode at this point here, and actually, I think this will be a good spot to call it here. We've actually gotten pretty far along. There's that leadership hit there for researching officers. So we may not move 20 over. It might be like 15. I try to keep multiples of 5 for my research. I don't necessarily try to do like 52, 53 per se, but we'll see. In any event, this is a good place to stop. We've gotten pretty far along, gotten a lot of research taken care of. I want to go ahead and check into and see what that event is for the Chinese to fire and become my puppet, and for me to take the coastal cities here. I don't think that fired properly. Maybe because I had saved the game, quit, and then restarted just in the middle of that aspect, so I may not have properly chained off correctly. And as two, that will also once that happens, then I think the Tibet declaring Tibet country event will occur. In any event, let me save the game and thank everybody for following along with me and watching. Provide any comments, questions you may have down below, and I'll be happy to answer them. In the meantime, though, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you next episode.